Queen warned occasional visit won't wash with Scots as Sturgeon pushes for independence. The Queen has been warned occasional visits to Scotland won't wash with Scottish voters as the royals desperately step up the bid to forge stronger ties with those above the border. The monarch is on a 4-day tour for Holyrood Week, also known as Royal Week in Scotland, to celebrate Scottish culture, achievement and communities. Today she sat down for a chat with First Minister Nicola Sturgeon, who is pushing for a second independence referendum. Colin Brazier, GB News presenter, warned Her Majesty and the wider royal family will have to do much more than just random visits to win the support of Scots. He touched on recent reports suggesting the firm would use the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge as its secret weapon in Scotland. He said this tactic is unlikely to win much support for the royals. Mr. Brazier, a former Sky News presenter, said that occasional visits won't wash with Scots and suggested the Cambridges should instead move north of the boundary. He added, a few weeks in Balmoral over the summer will not convince wavering Scottish royalists that the institution of monarchy is as committed to Aberdeenshire as it is to Ascot. William and Kate, and the beautiful children, should move, and live, and work in Scotland. Otherwise it might be that other William Wallace, who gets his wish after all. Prince William joined his grandmother in Scotland today for a visit to a factory that makes Irn Brew, the country's favourite soft drink. He later made a dash back to London in time for England's Euro 2020 game against Germany at Wembley Stadium. The Duchess of Cambridge and Prince George joined the future king in executive seating to watch the Three Lions 2-0 victory. In May the Cambridges enjoyed a week-long tour of Scotland and made a return to St Andrews University to reminisce about the early days in their relationship. The couple met at the university 20 years ago when they were housed in the same dormitory. William had responsibilities to tend to as Lord High Commissioner to the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland, a title which the Queen bequeathed to him earlier this year. But the couple also found some time for fun activities including hosting a drive-in cinema for NHS workers and their families. The monarch, 95, officially reopened the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders Museum during a visit to Stirling Castle today. As the longest-serving patron of the regiment, she was invited to unveil a plaque to commemorate the museum reopening after a 3-year renovation. The Queen was also presented with the keys to the historic castle before being taken on a tour to see some of the 5,000 military artifacts and documents on display in the museum located in one of the oldest parts of the castle. Her Majesty was named as the Colonel-in-Chief of the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders on her 21st birthday by her father, King George VI. This meant that the Queen remained patron until the regiment was incorporated into the Royal Regiment of Scotland in 2006. The Queen is also Colonel-in-Chief of the Royal Regiment of Scotland. The head of the royal family was welcomed to the castle by almost 100 veterans of the Highlanders who had gathered for the event from across Scotland and England. She also received SNP leader Ms. Sturgeon at the Palace of Holyrood House. The two ladies were heard chatting about social distancing measures as they caught up on news. The visit was the Queen's first royal tour and first time in Scotland since the death of the Duke of Edinburgh in April.